Hello, everybody. So this whole church thing, the Adventist church right now is under attack. I believe it's under attack. And I believe there's a lot of things that are going on in the church that are not good. For those of you guys who have been watching what's going on at the church, Adventist church, you guys probably already know what's happening, and you guys probably already have an idea of why those things are happening. And it has been written by Mrs. White herself. It's been penned that at the very end, it's going to seem as if the church is going to fall, but really, church is not going to fall. Here's a couple things that I've noticed when it comes to the church. 3 things I've noticed when it comes to the church. Number 1, GC, General Conference, it's getting very hard to trust the General Conference. It's getting very hard for the General Conference to see the General Conference as trustworthy. And I think that's with a lot of people. A lot of people believe this, and this is a lot of people's sentiment, experience, is that General Conference is getting harder and harder to trust. Number 2 thing, well, actually, before I go with number 1, the reason why the General Conference is getting harder to trust is because of the things that have transpired. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen some of the videos out there on YouTube. A lot of you guys have probably seen that General Conference session where a certain issue was brought up and they didn't want to talk about it. The leaders didn't want to talk about it. And so, yeah, it's getting harder to trust the General Conference. Another thing that I've noticed, is that the freedom of speech in the church, within the church, is being attacked as well. Now I know that there are certain things that, the church doesn't want the people to say, certain controversial things, which is, could be a benefit, could be a stumbling block. It depends on how you look at it. But there are also certain things that, I've been in this church for about a decade, almost. Actually, over a decade. I've been in this church. I was baptized in 2014. But I've been in the church before I was baptized. I was in the church for about 4 or 5 months. And so the reason why I was in the church in the first place, I got in the church in the first place, is because of the fact that the church was talking about present truth, prophecy, mark of the beast, righteousness by faith. Nowadays, it's very hard to find churches that would actually preach these things. These are the things that me, who the Lord has given me this ministry that is, 250, I think 280,000 subscribers now. I'm not saying that to brag or anything, but there's a reason why, people are interested in these things. People are interested in the present truth, prophecy, mark of the beast, righteousness by faith, things like this. People are interested and are eager and are wanting to know more about what we know as Adventists and what we're known for. This is how I got into church. I got into church because I was interested in looking up prophecy and, what is the true church? Which church is actually, preaching these things. That's how I got into church. But lately, there are some conferences that are barring preachers and teachers from speaking on these issues. And I know of a gentleman that has told me that because he was preaching on certain things, righteousness by faith, that he was barred and told, was told not to preach that ever again in that church. And which is sad. That's, why is that? Why can we not talk about righteousness by faith? Why can we not give the people some hope that you can gain victory over sin? Of course, not you yourself. You don't have the power to do that. But the Lord, we can rely on the Lord to give us victory over sin. That's, that is the power of the gospel, right? Why can't we talk about that? Why can't we talk about prophecy? Why can't we talk about the health message? Why cannot we talk about the health message? Why can't we talk about these things, these important issues within the church that the church is really lacking on? I mean, you see, you go in the world, and the world is talking about the health message more than we are, and we got the message. And so a lot of preachers and teachers are being barred from talking about these things. So that's number 2. And number 3, it's, little by little more evident that YouTube and other social media platforms is the way to go. Now, of course, YouTube and other social media platforms have, we have our own issues here on YouTube and other social media platforms. We have our own issues when it comes to being censored and things like that. But it seems like, especially with this whole thing with Pastor Ron Kelly, he is now on YouTube. He now has his own channel, and I'm pretty sure he's going to start making content on his own channel. But it seems like it's as if no one really, when it comes to present truth and prophecy and mark of the beast and how to get ready for the second coming of Jesus Christ, when it comes to these things, these important issues, a lot of the people are not going to the pastors, are not going to conference. They're going to YouTube. They're going to YouTube. Okay? That's where they are going. And by the way, you guys know what this is? This is golf wax. Okay? Paraffin wax. This is golf wax, paraffin wax. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to heat it up, and we are going to make fire starters. Okay? Because we're trying to get ready to be ready for the wilderness experience. In the church, there's a lot of people that are going to be going through the wilderness experience as well. And I think that that's happening right now. We're going to go through the wilderness experience. We're going to have to go to the wilderness. We're going to have to go out there in the countryside, because in the cities it's going to be really bad. And so we are making fire starters. And these fire starters are, the fire starters, these, by the way, this is small travel facial cloths. Okay, it's cotton facial cloths. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to heat up the paraffin wax until it is, liquid, not solid. We're going to put a little bit of lighter fluid, okay? And then we're going to put these little cotton pads. Yeah, these little cotton pads, we're going to soak it in the paraffin wax and lighter fluid, and there goes your fire starter. Very easy. Very easy. So we're going to turn this on. We're going to turn this on. Hopefully it lights up. Is it going to light up? There you go. It's going to light up. So we have paraffin wax right there. Actually, maybe I should turn it down. With paraffin wax, you gotta be careful, because if it's too hot, it'll catch on fire. So we're gonna put that there for, I don't know, about 10-15 minutes possibly. And then once it's all liquid, we're gonna put the little bit of this. Actually, we can put it in here. Okay, put it in there. Put a little bit of this. It's got to be half and half, 1 and 1, right? 1 part paraffin wax, 1 part lighter fluid. And then we're going to take these, we're going to soak it. But anyways, that's the fire starter that we're making. And we're doing it because we are going to be having a wilderness experience sometime soon. What I mean by wilderness experience is we're going to go out camping. That's what I mean to say. So we're going to use these fire starters so that we can start a fire out in a campsite. And, the church is going through a wilderness experience. It's about to go through a wilderness experience. I believe it's about to go through a wilderness experience. And because the church is about to go through wilderness experience, there's a lot of people that are hungry for the word of God and are hungry for present truth. They are hungry for the prophecy. They're hungry for righteousness by faith, what the Bible says about righteousness by faith. There are many people out there that are hungry for these things. And we need fire starters, don't we? We need people that are fire starters. Do you guys get what I mean? People that will start fires. People that will start fires. I'm not talking about a physical fire. I'm talking about a spiritual fire. We need people that will start a spiritual fire within our camps. There are people out there that are hungry. There are people out there that can become fire starters themselves. It is thanks to the brother Christopher Hudson, Pastor Doug Batchelor, Stephen Bohr. When I used to watch Stephen Bohr's videos. I used to watch David Asrick's videos. They have turned me into a fire starter. They've turned me into a fire starter. Started my own ministry because the Lord said so. So we started my own ministry, and I am now wanting to start fires within you all. Okay? And so we need people that will start fires. We need fire starters. And because of that, and how perfect is it that we are over here building fire starters. Actually, I guess you could say building or creating fire starters. How appropriate is it that we would create fire starters? Because we ourselves need the church needs spiritual fire starters. So if you want to become a fire starter, actually, we have a course that is going to be coming out soon. It's going to be a social media ministry course. It's going to be free. It's donation based. Okay, we're not going to ask for any money. It's just going to be donation based. So whatever you guys would like to donate. But it is going to be a course on me teaching you all how to work with YouTube, how to do social media ministry, how to get out there, how what cameras to use. Are there any cheap options? Any affordable options? What mics to use? How to get paid on social media? How to get paid on YouTube? How to collaborate with many different people on YouTube. How to collaborate with many different preachers and teachers that are prominent within YouTube that are Seventh-day Adventists. And this is a course that we have been building. It's almost done. We're going to announce it sometime soon. So if you guys want to do that course, it's going to be on a special date. I will be the one hosting. I'll be the one teaching. It's going to be about a 4-hour course. The link is in the description box below. The church is going through a wilderness experience at the moment. Remember, Mrs. White says that it's going to seem as if it's going to, the church is going to, it's going to seem as if the church is divided. It's going to seem as if the church is going to fall, but it's actually not going to fall. And the reason why it's not going to fall is just because there's people like you who want to start fires. I'm not talking about physical fires. I'm talking about spiritual fires. There are some of you guys that are eager to bless others with a ministry of your own. And we are here to help you do that. The School for Prophets are here to help you do that. And so if you guys want to learn how to do social media ministry, again, the link is in the description box below. It's called Fire Starters. It's called Fire Starters. We are going to be doing an event, going to be a 4-hour course class. When is it going to be? It'll be, to be determined. But for those of you guys who sign up for it, it is going to be recorded so that if you guys miss the class, you guys can rewatch it. You guys can rewatch the recording. So that's going to be sometime soon. Fire Starters, SFP Fire Starters. The link is in the description box below. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on what's happening in the church? Again, number one, my 3 takeaways. Number one, it's getting harder to really trust GC. Getting harder to trust GC. Actually, it's been hard to trust GC, to be honest. To be quite honest with you guys, it's been a little hard to trust GC, right? And I think that is everybody's experience. Number 2, the freedom of speech in the church is ridiculous. There are many, many conferences out there that are barring preachers and teachers from speaking, and even pastors from speaking on things that they feel as if we shouldn't speak on, like righteousness by faith is a big one, prophecy, mark of the beast, the health message, about the whole jab and things like that. That's the whole controversy in the first place. And by the way, Daniel 1 and Daniel 3, these 2 chapters are actually very prophetic. You should read on it. And number 3, YouTube. We need fire starters on YouTube. We need fire starters on YouTube. Look at this. It is now liquid form. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's now liquid form. We're going to put it in here. Okay. This is, again, paraffin wax, golf wax, just paraffin wax, okay? Golf wax, paraffin wax. You guys can buy this on Amazon. And then we're going to put 1 part, so it's 1 part paraffin wax, 1 part lighter fluid. Make sure it's 50-50. Oops. You know what? So that you guys can see, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Hopefully I don't start a fire here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take some of these facial. This is cotton. Okay. See the fibers. This is cotton. That's really what it is. Okay, we're gonna put it in there. We're gonna soak it for, I don't know, about a minute. I'll soak these things for about a minute. And then once it's done soaking, we're gonna put it in here and let it dry. And then tomorrow we can start a fire. I don't really want to touch it, so I'm gonna, and by the way, this is the downstairs apartment. We're working on it right now. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it in here, and it's going to, right there. And this is gonna dry up. It's gonna dry up, and once it's dry, we can use it to start a fire. And this is not like, you know, the fire is probably gonna last maybe 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. If you guys wanna know how to do a fire starter that will last about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, I will do that next time. Again, we'll do about, I don't know, 10 of these. And this is how we make fire starters, guys. We are in the factory, fire starting making factory. That's pretty much it. Look. We have 12 fire starters. Look at that, guys. We got 12 fire starters. Let it dry up. Let that dry up, and then tomorrow we can start a fire. All right, guys. We're gonna try to light this up. So first thing we gotta do, if you guys can see that, we just gotta break it apart. Go. Just make sure you expose the fibers. This is one of those flint strikers. Get this from got it from Cabela's. Okay. Guys, our church, the Adventist Church, is in need of fire starters. We need people who can start fires spiritually. And yes, I tuck my pant legs into my socks. Keeps me warm during the winter. Guys, you see how one fire starter can start a big fire. But unfortunately, I didn't have big logs today. I will in the future. But the point is, one fire starter can start a big fire. And that's what we need. For some of our people to light a fire under our church. Let's wake everybody up. Okay, yeah. So at this point, I'm just burning off all of the dead plants from this summer from our garden. All right, so since we didn't have any big logs to burn, it's probably gonna die out. But we made a successful fire starter. But if we had some big logs, this would have been a bonfire. But unfortunately, we don't have big logs right now. Actually, we do have big logs. I'm just saving it for another day. I'm just using this now to burn off the weeds and I guess you can say the tears from this summer. And it's actually almost gone. So that's how you make a fire starter. And that's what we need in the church. A bunch of fire starters. We need that in the church. If you guys see this, scene looks familiar, doesn't it? From the Second Coming documentary, which is coming out real soon on Amazon Prime. I'm just gonna leave that there. I'm gonna monitor it from the window. Hopefully it doesn't get too wild. It's not gonna get wild. See you guys later. Hello everybody. I got some exciting things to announce. If you guys go to www.sfp.center, the link is in the description box below. You guys are going to be able to see some of the events that are going on with SFP. Once you guys get there, www.sfp.center, go to programs, and you guys will see the events that are happening within this ministry. On January 11th, 2025, I'll be speaking at the Mankato Seventh-day Adventist Church in Minnesota. The sermon title is Stand Against the Crisis. So if you guys want to visit the Mankato Seventh-day Adventist Church in Minnesota, you guys are invited. On the very next day, which is January 12, 2025, we're going to be premiering the Second Coming documentary there in the same place, Mankato Seventh-day Adventist Church. That would be at 2 p.m. Central Time. On February 8th, 2025, we will be premiering the Second Coming documentary at my home church, Elmhurst, Illinois. So you guys are invited there as well. It will be on a Sabbath day. So for those of you guys who want to worship with us that morning as well, for church service, you guys are more than welcome. You all are invited. 9:30 a.m. is when Sabbath school begins. The movie will premiere at 5 p.m. and yes, we have invited some of the cast members that are on the movie as well. So you guys can get all the information there at www.sfp.center. The link is in the description box below. Now, we also have courses. So the very first one is Swordsmith Stage 1. The course is now available. This is the beta version actually, but it is now available for all of you guys to take. So once you guys get there, you guys can click on view and it'll give you information on how to take the course. The Second Coming documentary screening is still available right here. So if you guys want to see the screening, you guys can view that there as well. And of course, for those of you guys who want to start your own social media ministry, we have the Fire Starters course that will be February 16th at 2 p.m. Central Time, where I will teach you all what I know when it comes to social media ministry. So for those of you guys who want to start your own social media ministry, start your own YouTube channel, this will be for you all. I will teach you everything I know when it comes to making videos, social media, thumbnails, editing, audio, all these things. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, how much do these things cost? All of these things, everything, is donation based. It's free. It's donation based. So whatever the Lord impresses upon you to donate, that's what you would donate. We're using these things as a fundraiser to fund the next movie, which is the Ellen White documentary. Guys, documentaries, they cost a lot of money to make. The last documentary, the Second Coming documentary, cost us about $50,000. And so we're raising funds to do the upcoming documentary, the Ellen White documentary, the health documentary, and some more exciting projects that we're thinking about when it comes to SFP. Like, we're also trying to acquire a bigger RV so that we can turn it into a studio and do podcasts with prominent Seventh-day Adventists, preachers and teachers out there. We can travel to them and do podcasts with them. If that is something you guys are interested in, again, these things are donation based and we use the donation money to get all these things done. Again, the Second Coming documentary took us about $50,000 to make. From Babylon to America was about $30,000 to make. From America to Babylon was about $30,000 to make. So these things do cost a lot of money. And if you all want to help us continue to make this kind of content, consider contributing. Please donate at sfp.center. The link is in the description box below, or you guys can look at the programs and see what you guys want to contribute to. All the help is appreciated. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to listen. We will see you guys in the next one. Praise God always. Peace and avocado grease. We're out.
Day of the Second Coming, it's a loud day. It's a cataclysmic day.
The Bible is very clear. There's a period of time where there's no one alive on earth.
God is going to demonstrate to them that he did not leave anyone accidentally behind.